Do you see yourself doing cosplaying for like the next 20 years?
Yes and no, because you can't play dress up for like all your life. I don't want to be a grandma just putting on stuff.
A lot of these cosplayers, do they do boob jobs?
I think these days everyone just happen to have big boobs.
Does this ever happen in the cosplay world where fans would go up to a cosplayer and be like, hey, you don't look the same as you are on Instagram?
Maybe less now. That's just like rude in general.
I noticed you're like a top percent in OnlyFans.
If you're in the 0.001, you're making like millions.
I got into a situation where my neighbor, he's this old, white, big, fat dude. He's just started by staring at me through the window.
Bro, that's so crazy.
And then eventually he would do it naked. There was a time I saw him jerking off to me.
Wait, do you still live in that same?
Yeah, so he's still there.
Oh no. Dude, for once, I didn't actually know you were Australian until you spoke. I was like, yo.
How you been? How's 2025 been treating you?
Oh, I've been so lazy for like the past week. But the rest of the month is gonna be kind of busy. So
Nice. Well, what did you do for the holiday period?
for Christmas and I was working.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was like overseas working for the new year.
Oh, wow. What was it like a cosplay gig? Was it an event? What was it?
It was for a private gaming tournament.
Oh, so it
Yeah.
wasn't televised, it was
It
behind the
was
scenes.
streamed.
Oh, it was streamed. Okay.
Yeah.
And were you just one of the hosts?
No, I was a cosplayer there. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Whereabouts are you based, Kia?
I'm based in Singapore.
Oh, nice, nice. How long have you been cosplaying for?
Fif this year is 15 years.
Wow. And how did you get into it here?
I got into it because I was like really into anime in my teens, and my friend was a cosplayer then, so he introduced me to the community.
Hmm. Are you still into anime now? Do you still watch much anime?
These days, not really. I feel like these days there aren't really many good ones. Like coming out of COVID, there hasn't been many good ones. I've mostly been like playing games or like watching like Netflix or something.
Nice. Do you also stream as well, Kia?
Yeah, I do. Not as often as I would like now because I've been quite busy.
Mm. What's been your like main focus over the last 6 months?
Mostly it was events and like online, like not online really, but like jobs, like cosplay jobs here and there.
Huh. And how do cosplays jobs work? Do people pay you to just show up as a character? How does cosplay jobs and events work?
Usually that's the case for events. Like they pay you depending on the company, because sometimes they want you to do like maybe their mascot or something like related to them, or they just want you to like show up in like your costumes and do like meet and greets, or like just show out and just take pictures with people and stuff like that. But then there's some that are like tied to specific events, like like restaurants or like cafes, they have like specific like pop-up events and we're just there to show up on like a selected few days kind of situation.
Huh. And then I guess with the events, what's usually the main? Because if you go to like anime convention or expos or cosplay events, people show up cosplaying for free, right? But then does the event still need to pay people to come to cosplay?
The smaller ones, usually if they are fans, sometimes they'll come down, but mostly people just come in casual. Because like usually those events have like specific like maybe because it would be let's say it's tied to a game, they have like small little tasks for you to do to get like in-game stuff and all that kind of things. And usually people prefer to just, come after work or as and when they're free. But then there's also like the younger kids that have a lot of time. They just like put the full everything on and just go with their friends.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So for the last, has it been the whole 15 years that you've been cosplaying? Is that your main job, you'd say?
Right now, yeah, but it hasn't been a job for 15 years. I think it's been a job for like maybe 7 or 6.
No.
Yeah, because before that it was my hobby and I was like working a regular other job.
Oh. And how did you turn it from being a hobby for the first I guess, 8 years to then being something you get paid to do for a living?
Back then when I started monetizing, it was when Patreon first came out as well. So I decided to just try it out since everyone was trying it out at the same time. And eventually I was making more than what my job was paying me. So I decided to just swap over and do it full time. I stopped for like a while. Like I think I stopped for like a good year, but I'm starting it up again this year. Cause like at one point the offline job started overwhelming me and I couldn't keep up. So I had to like pause it first. Cause it's like a monthly thing. So there's just like it takes up a lot of time.
Oh, what was the offline jobs?
Basically all the events and promotions, yeah, because usually those will take up my weekend, and then I have like events overseas as well, like guesting for overseas events. So that takes up a lot of time as well. So it's just very hard to do everything because I do everything myself, so it's very hard to juggle sometimes.
That's so cool. How do the overseas events work? Do they pay for your flight? Do they also pay you and you just show up for the day? And do they get you a hotel? What's that? That must be such a fun opportunity.
It is because you get to visit a lot of places that you wouldn't exactly go because like some countries are just like because I'm a girl and traveling alone sometimes in certain places is just not safe. So
Hmm.
at least when you're there, they bring you around.
Mm.
They like so you feel a bit safer. But usually how it works, there's like I think two ways it normally works is that they always pay for your flight and accommodation, but whether they pay for your appearance or they give you a booth where you sell your stuff and you keep everything that you earn. It's either or both. It depends on the event. But you get to meet a lot of people like overseas that know you, which is it's just very fun because different countries have a different vibe.
Ah. And how do they find you? Or is it pay based on how many followers you have, or how experienced you are as a cosplayer, or how accurate you do your
Um,
cosplay?
Usually they'll ask when they come to you, they'll ask for your rates and stuff. So you just give them your rate card and they will like discuss amongst the team and you can get all that settled. Yeah.
And then I guess since there isn't any barrier to entry, couldn't people just charge cheaper and cheaper? How does someone that has experience keep rates high if anyone can cosplay? Or can anyone cosplay? Is it hard?
No, anyone can cosplay. It's like a thing that you do to express like how much you love like Sid characters or like a series. I think how much you would charge would be based off following and how much reach that you have to an audience. They
Okay.
charge based on that, and yeah, because most of what events want is the reach and the exposure to the audience.
Hmm. So let's say you get like offered to do a job overseas. Do they expect you to post ahead of time to try sell tickets or say that you're going to be at this event? Um, is that something you have to do so that they can get people paying and showing up?
Usually, I would do it myself because some people don't. The accounts that the events have usually are pretty small.
Mm.
So, normally they would either tag or like these days you collab tag or whatever because they will announce on their side. But then I'll announce on my side so that in case the people who miss out, they know because some people they really have no idea until like oh like maybe like a week before or something, and then they show up. It's
Mm.
just to get more people to come over.
I see. That's so cool. And Kia, how did you go about growing your Patreon? How did you get it to a point where it was making more than your real, like, I guess, in real life job?
To be really honest, I have no idea. It's one of those things where you just keep posting, you just keep doing what you do, and suddenly just people just start showing up, you know? It's one of those things where it's kind of like luck based as well. I think it's around the time where some of my content started blowing up on socials as well. So it's really like not half, mostly luck, if I can say that. Yeah, and then it's to just constantly keep making content that is not eye-catching is the word, but like it's consistently good quality content, and then that's the way you like keep retention. Because getting people's attention is one thing, keeping them is another. Because
Mm.
people these days especially lose interest very easily.
Yeah. How do you go about building that community? Because I guess as a cosplayer, you're always appearing as a different character. How do you get them to know you as a person and follow you?
If you find me on my socials, I'm actually pretty. I talk to people. I interact quite often with my community,
Mm.
especially when I have the time to stream. I usually just chat. I just chat so much with them, and
Mhm.
even at events when they meet me, I talk to them a lot as well. That's why like most of the time, like I have to like recharge my social battery for like a whole week afterwards. But it's so nice. I love talking to them. All of them are like so chill, thankfully. Because sometimes you get like fans, because different people have different fan base, right? They get like some people get the weird ones or the creepy ones. Mine are like super chill. They're like they're like just like me. Like I enjoy talking to them. I have a good time. It's great. I
Interesting.
feel like as long as you just talk to them, like just be down to earth, be like truthful, just talk as if you talk to your regular friends. You just find a audience that's comfortable for you to be in.
Makes sense. In the cosplay world, is there like a OG top three or top 10 or top five? What does everyone know each other in the cosplay world? Sort of tell me a bit about that world.
In the cosplay community, there are like the big OGs, but usually after a certain after a certain amount of years, they just like stop and decide to just like, you know what, I'm just gonna just like not do this anymore. But people still remember your name. It's just that you're not like active anymore. Especially if you're in that specific generation, you probably have heard of this person. But then if the person like they just stop cosplaying, you'll just be like, oh, you remember them, but they're not active anymore. But as for Singapore's cosplay community, most people, I would say most, because I haven't caught up with like the new generation. There's been after COVID, there's just been like a huge influx of people. So it's been very hard to know everybody. It's not just after COVID, but there's a certain time period because I've been doing this for 15 years. There's been a certain time period where it was so small that everyone legit just knew everyone. Like I knew everyone, and suddenly it got so big, and then everyone you just can't keep remembering names and keep talking to people because new people just keep coming. But
Make
I think for the most part, if you really do go out and like mingle, you probably would know the same. You probably would see the same faces at the usual events. Yeah.
Wow. Does that mean if you go to like a Singaporean anime expo, you're like a local celebrity? You're walking everywhere, everyone knows you, they come up, take photos, or what is it like? Yeah.
I wouldn't say that. There would be still people that wouldn't know you,
Mhm.
but the people who do will definitely stop you for a photo because it's the people who come into cons, they're so like they're mixed, they're just not just cosplayers, they're also just people who enjoy anime cons. So those people don't necessarily need to know you or would know you. But then that's the place where they can get to know you. So it's like even if you're like big, you're not exposed to like the wider community, if that makes sense. Because beyond that, everyone's just normal, right? They're
Yeah.
just going to a con.
Have you ever like dressed up in something that looked so different to you that your fans couldn't recognize you? Because
No, for sure. There are a lot of them where they couldn't. Like even my friends, sometimes they can't recognize me. The ones that do are the kind that I see a lot. Like we see each other a lot. So we're like, that's definitely them. Or sometimes it's I think that's them, but let me just text them first so that I don't embarrass myself. But yeah, there are times where they don't recognize me. And then I'm just like, why do you come say hi? He's like, dude, I didn't even know that was you.
and then like how do people build that connection with cosplayers? Because like I guess I know YouTubers because I watch their YouTube videos. I know different singers because I listen to their music. I know different actors because I watch all their movies. How does one, yeah, get invested or get to know a cosplayer?
It's mostly, I guess, from the content we create because we do photo shoots and stuff for our cosplays. So they're basically just they recognize us from our photo sets. Maybe if we do like TikTok reels or like videos, or maybe you've seen us somewhere online because we can be like anywhere. We can be in randomly in some person's video as well. They just be like, "Oh, who's that?" Or like someone's stream. It's just from the content that we create. And like I said, you have to be like consistent. So some people, like let's say they have a certain style to their cosplays. People like that. So they'll follow that. Or like you happen to do characters that they like, so they'll follow that as well.
Interesting. And what's your main platform? Is it Instagram, TikTok? What's your main social media platform, Kiyo?
I think right now it's Instagram and X, like Twitter.
Mm.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I use Twitter quite a bit actually.
Is your X content different to your Instagram content?
I feel like my Instagram on the feed, it looks more professional, but if you see the reels, they're all like nonsensical because I like watching that kind of stuff. Like it makes me laugh. My Twitter is just chaos. Because my Twitter is where I just go to scroll and look at like memes and things. So it's just like pure, pure unfiltered, not in the bad way, but me. I'm just because I just like looking at things that just makes me laugh. Like all the dumb edits of like memes and all that, they're all just there. And like if I fangirl about stuff, it's there too. Because I don't like to spam. Because you know, IG, it's very hard if you spam. But
Yeah.
Twitter, like X or Twitter, you can just go wild.
Oh, and are you spamming thoughts, reposts, your own photos? What are you usually spamming on X?
Um, Honestly, anything. Like I have random thoughts sometimes that are like super dumb. I'll just post them because my ex, I really don't care. Like I'm not like I mean obviously I don't do like political stuff because I usually just do all like the just in general, like anime, gaming, whatever. Any update that I'll see, if I just want to talk about it, I'll just talk about it.
Nice. And I guess, do you see yourself doing cosplaying for like the next 20 years?
Um, yeah, yes and no. Because like I don't know if I can because it's a thing where you stop after a certain age, right? Because you can't play dress up for like all your life. I don't want to be a grandma just putting on stuff. That would be tiring. But I do want to maybe branch out into other things in the future. I'm not sure what yet. Because like I've been asked this question last time and the thing that I said last time it doesn't like it's kind of dying now. So like I'm like kind of thinking about something else. So like I don't know. I don't really have anything in mind, but I would like to branch out to something else, like another avenue.
Interesting. Right now, what has been keeping you the most busy, or what's been like keeping the lights on? Has it been the offline events? Has it been your subscription, your Patreon? Has it been, yeah, what has been the main thing for you at the moment? Streaming?
At the moment, it's the offline jobs and overseas events because I've really been blessed at the end of 2024 to be like jam-packed with so many jobs. Most weekends of the month, I'm either busy if I'm in Singapore or I'm not in Singapore at all. Yeah, like this month, I think this is the only weekend that I'm in Singapore. The rest of the weekends this month, I'm like gone.
Wow, and they just find you from your Instagram.
Yeah, Insta anywhere actually. But
Wow.
sometimes it's not for work. Sometimes I want to like I go overseas to attend events to travel a little bit because I there are some countries where I would like to experience like their cons, but it's not like it's very hard and to gain an audience there because sometimes there is like a language barrier and it's just very hard to penetrate into that audience when you're online.
Mm.
Like sometimes you really have to like show up there to
Mm.
gain their attention. So like I want to go like I've been to like Taiwan like last year because like I speak like Chinese but it's not like that great. And I don't know why I have a following in Taiwan. I have no idea why. I don't type I don't do captions in like Chinese or like anything. So I don't know where they come from, but I wanted to go there for a while because the I've been mostly traveling within like the sea region. So majority like I wanted to travel out a bit more to experience the different cultures because in East Asia it's very different there. Um, but I went to Taiwan. I met a lot of people. Everyone was so nice. The culture was very different, but I want to go back again. It was very fun.
Interesting. Have you done Japan? Any cons in Japan?
I have worked once, oh no, I've worked twice in Japan before, but I hopefully maybe either this or next year I want to go to like Comic Con or something.
Oh, and then when you do these overseas events, do you get recognized? Would people in Japan know you?
Very rarely because like I said, they don't speak English most of the time. There's the language barrier. So like if they see your content, it's like it's good if they do actually see your content, but the chances are very rare because especially Japan, the cosplay community is super like saturated. So
Mm-mm.
it's very hard for if it's hard for the locals to get like people to notice them, it's harder if you're international and you don't speak. Yeah.
That's so cool. And then when you stream, are you usually in cosplay or are you like how you're now?
No, I'm usually not even like this. I don't even put on makeup because my audience knows that I'm lazy. So it's like I told them I can stream more, but I won't be in makeup. They're like, we don't care. So I'm just like super comfy. Like I don't even do my hair. My hair is all up, but they're just there to talk to me and hang out, you know? Like I'm really blessed because some people they don't even show up like for like other people, you know? But I'm like they really don't care. They just want to like hang out, which I think is amazing.
Wow. Did you start on Instagram and then move over to streaming and you brought the audience over, or where did your audience come from?
I think it just came from all over because last one day, because I used to game a lot, like back in the day, and I would just like post, oh like hey I'm streaming on like IG, like I don't think I had Twitter then, but what everywhere like IG, Facebook, everything. Then they'll just like come from like different areas and they'll just like watch. Even now, like I would still like update whenever I'm streaming, if I'm streaming, and then they'll just show up to like hang out.
Yeah, and streaming is it's just like a high quality audience. Like you can have a small amount of people watching live, but it's like a high quality, like true supporters, I guess. Yeah,
You're just talking to your friends because sometimes I just talk a lot of crap and they're just like we're just banter, you know, we're just like bantering. It's so fun.
that's so funny. And like on average, how many like people usually show up to the live streams?
Considering that it's like Singapore time, I have like a couple of like people from like NA, but there's like only like a small handful, and most of the time they're just there like, dude, I'm about to leave for work, you know, those kinds. But like maybe on average it's like at least 30, but on a good day it can be like 50-ish.
That's
Because it
good.
depends on the date as well. Because I stream like random dates in the week, mostly weekdays, so like I don't blame them.
Yeah, yeah. And then I know you're also doing other like exclusive content. How long have you been doing that type of content?
I stopped for a while because I was juggling the other stuff, but I think I stopped for like about a year. But before that, I was just been going on with breaks every now and then when things get a bit too overwhelming or like when stuff happens. Because it does get to you, having to do a lot in a whole month. Before that, I think it was a good like 4 or 5 years.
Wow. And then
Like I started off really strong because I was like, oh, okay, I can do like X amount of work. I couldn't. I had to keep adjusting. I was like, yeah, I can spam like maybe do 5 sets a month. I was like, dude, I like now I'm just like I can't. I do three and I'm tired.
what's usually included in the sets that you do for the OF
It's
content?
it's high quality photos from like my photo shoots and all that. So like they get yeah, because if you just like download it online, it'll just be like pixelated and stuff. But these are like high quality. Like they pay for like every month it's like three different character sets. Then they get to keep the high quality photos.
So do you have to do a new character every single month or
Pretty much, yeah.
wow, so that means in a year, 3 times 12, you'll be doing 36 characters, 36 actual photo shoots. Would it be at like a photo shoot place?
I guess studio. Usually studio or like outdoors, depending where it fits. But 36 doesn't even come close. I'd probably do a lot more than that. Like
Wow.
probably like 5 times of that. Because I
And
do events and everything. Because I shoot a lot. Like I like train myself to like have the stamina to shoot a lot so that I can have like backlog in case anything happens.
Interesting. And is the OF content more spicy than your Instagram content, or is it just the same but high quality, high res?
It depends on because they have different tiers. So the higher one is more spicy. Like I can't post it on IG. It's either that or it's on IG, but it's like, cropped off and like whatever.
Interesting. Do you do any nudes on OF?
Nah, I don't. It's not my kind of thing. It's someone else's thing, just not mine.
I see. A lot of these cosplayers, do they like do boob jobs, or like all these anime characters, just anime cosplay, they just naturally have big boobs?
I think these days everyone, all the anime characters just happen to have big boobs, but we have ways to solve that aren't a boob job because it do be kind of like you gotta think about that if you want to get one. But we do have other ways like I wouldn't it's not prosthetics, it's like the silicone like the chest pieces that people wear for guys and for girls. They have those that like have they do they cross dress as guys as well. They have like the six pack and everything. They have many ways now. Everything's so high tech now. It's crazy.
Oh, so they'll wear like an actual chest thingy that like it's fake boobs, but it's like a wear.
People
What?
have that, but that's like not comfortable. But so you gotta sacrifice, make sacrifices, because it gets really, especially in Singapore, it gets really warm. Because it traps all the sweat in there. It's gross, but the end results are nice.
How many of like the cosplayers' bodies like that you see on Instagram are like not edited, or are all those photos edited to make the boobs look bigger, the waist slimmer, or do they all look like that?
I mean, at this point, everyone just openly edits. It's a thing that we kind of just accepted. I mean, they edit to various degrees depending on the person. Because if you look at like raw photos, unless you're like a friggin' like actor or like an idol, it's really impossible. It's really impossible because sometimes, especially if you do makeup, right, it doesn't come out right on the camera. Like you get, depending on the lighting, it might get washed out. And
Mm.
either that, like, so like like maybe you did like nose contour, your nose is like popping off in person, but then when you look at it, in photos, it's flat. You have to do something. So like we've just like accepted that editing is a thing that we all aren't ashamed to say like we use like like beauty cam or whatever. It's a thing. Like it's just widely accepted. But yeah, to various degrees, some of them can be kind of scary, but to each of their own, man.
Yeah, I've seen. Have you seen those like AI cosplay Instagram accounts where it's just not a real
Oh
person?
my God, yeah, yeah, yeah. I've seen those. It's scary.
So like at this point they look the exact same as like a cosplay account, because a cosplay account looks a bit sort of edited, very hyper realistic, and the AI is the exact same thing. So like eventually, what it will be hard. What's your thoughts? Like, can you even differentiate yourself from an AI? Sort
I
of.
mean, because I've been looking at cosplayers for so long, I can. It's pretty easy. But to like the regular person, I can understand why they would get tricked.
Yeah, and I think like some of these AI cosplayers, they have OnlyFans, and people are subscribing and paying for like an AI, and I don't know if they're
That's
transparent.
wild.
Yeah. Do you ever have like, does this ever happen in the cosplay world where fans would go up to a cosplay and be like, "Hey, you don't look the same as you are on Instagram"? Does that ever happen?
I don't. I mean, I think maybe less now because everyone's like accepting of that, but that's just like rude in general.
I know that's so rude.
I
Yeah.
feel like, but yeah, like even if I mean, some people they don't do that. I mean, most people they don't do that, but then some
Mhm.
people like like to their friends maybe they'll say that, but then you won't like blatantly tell to the person because it'll make you look like an asshole.
Yeah, that'd be
Don't
so.
do that. Don't do that.
And then, are the audience like, I don't know. In my mind, I'm always thinking like, if you're following is there a lot of like weebs or like incels? Like, what's the demographic like? Yeah.
I think it's a mix, but thankfully there are I can't say there are lesser incels because my friend group everyone's very chill, but in general there's a lot of like the community my community at least there's a lot of weebs. Definitely a lot of weebs. You can't have that community without weebs. There's quite a few. I think majority are just weebs. Incels, at least in my community, very little or like they don't exist because I usually just scold them for being for being a pain. Because I was like, hey, if you wanna start some stuff, go somewhere else. This ban. Like I have like zero tolerance for that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I guess. given that you're probably like surrounded by like weebs that like really like idolize you, do you now like look for like a macho man? Like, what's your sort of preferences? Is it the complete opposite because of that?
No, dude. It's actually like I'm just pretty chill. Like I just take whatever comes. Like as long as I vibe with the person, let's say if I want to find a partner, as long as we vibe, I'm pretty chill. I don't really care too much. I mean if they're like good looking, sure, that's a plus, but that not always the thing that I look for. Because when I'm like in my full comfy mode, I don't look good either. So, I really don't care too much. As long as we vibe, we good.
That's cool. And with your previous partners, what's their thoughts on you doing cosplaying, doing like putting out very sort of revealing photos? Like, do they feel sad? Do they feel uncomfortable? How do they usually feel?
Honestly, I don't talk to most of them anymore, but the ones that do, they don't really care because I met them through through cosplay, like the anime community. They're not like some of them. I think they probably stopped by now, but they used to cosplay. But then most of them are just here chilling or doing other ventures. No, but, like they're doing like other things within the community. Like some of them are dancers. Then yeah, but they don't judge, they don't care. They're like, what do whatever do whatever makes you happy. And like, like get that bag, dude, like for real.
Yeah, yeah. Well, what's your parents' thoughts or your family's thoughts on what you do?
Now they're chill. They're very supportive. Back then, I mean, my siblings, because I have two siblings, they're older than me. I'm the youngest.
Hmm.
They have always been supportive. They don't care. My brother is like, as long as I don't see it, I don't care. You know, my sister is just like, yeah, she really doesn't care. But my mom, because I stay with my mom. So like back when I made the switch, she had a lot of questions like you would, Asian family, they're like, yo, what is this? I've never heard of this before. Why are you quitting your job? Then I told her like just like I told her like my plan. She was skeptical at first, but I was like, okay, just let me try to make this like let me try to work things out. If it works, it works. If not, I'll just go back to working a regular job. She was all right for a bit, but like how parents are, they like mood swingy sometimes. And sometimes when I mess up the house a bit too much, she'll be like, why are you wasting your time on this and stuff. But now she's like super supportive.
That's so cool. And then with your OnlyFans, do you do custom content or do you do messaging or is it just the sets and that's all you do?
I used to do custom stuff, but now I stopped. I don't really use OnlyFans as much as anymore. I think mostly on Patreon because it's kind of hard to juggle all the stuff together. I still post rarely, but it's mostly just Patreon focused. But when I used to do OnlyFans, I used to do customs and sets, like the ones that I post.
What's the difference between Patreon and OnlyFans?
Patreon ones are all HD, HD like camera quality. My OnlyFans was mostly like behind the scenes during those shoots, stuff like the stuff I take on my phone. They're still like good quality, but not as high as the ones on camera.
I see. And then, how do you keep, or what's the average retention of a subscriber? Like, are they just paying to get high quality new sets and they really like that and they stay for every month? Or do people usually just pay, see everything you have, and then download everything and then unsubscribe? Or what's usually the go?
There are a handful of them that are like they support me for like a long time. So they subscribe and then they just keep their subscriptions, which is kind of wild because even when I was on my break, they're still subscribed. I was like telling them like, hey, I'm on my break, and they're still like they're not unsubscribing. They just want to support. But
Yeah.
there are the ones that are like selective, which like everyone has different financial situations. I don't judge, whatever.
Mm.
So it's just like they will see specific sets and they'll sub for those sets and then they'll unsub after they get everything, which is fair. Because what if you just sub and then you don't know any of these characters?
And
Like, yeah.
to put myself in their shoes, like, are they subbing to get like these high quality cosplays of you? Like, are they just like, because I can't imagine me paying for like high quality photos of someone. Because I feel like you can just get it free on the internet. Like, what do they do with the photos? Do they just sort of like masturbate to these photos? What's usually the go?
Maybe, I don't know. I don't know, but like Usually, I
Oh.
feel like those people who do that, they probably sub to like a lot of people. They
Mm,
probably keep all of them because the ones that you find on the internet, we only post like maybe one, two, like less than five. But the ones you get in the set, you get like 20, 30.
interesting, huh?
Yeah, you can get a lot. Depending on the creator, you can get a lot of photos.
I'm trying to think because it's probably just like their preference. They probably just really like
Yeah, some people
make
really just like the
cosplays.
character and then they'll just be like, oh my God, I really love it's like how they buy like because if I do event boofing, I have merchandise and like books. People buy the books because they like the character.
Oh, interesting. What type of stuff do you consume? Like, do you sub to any people? What type of content do you consume? Being on the other side of the spectrum, yeah.
Hmm. I don't actually sub to anyone actually.
Uh,
I'm just like chilling. I'm usually just chilling on Twitter or like gaming. I don't actually outside of working, I don't actually do much.
Wow. Yeah, because like I remember like it's understandable why someone would pay for nudes because it's like you want to see you're curious you want to like you're just out of curiosity you'll pay just to see what someone looks like naked but like paying for someone for like I guess more spicy content that's not really nude.
Because some people don't like seeing genitals. Some
Mm.
people just like the tease. Cause like
Mm.
for some people, like let's say you scroll on like your Twitter and suddenly just random nude photo, you're just like, whoa, bro, dude, chill. But if you see like a little like just a little something, you're like, okay, I might go and look, you know. Some people are like really put off by like nipples or like genitals in general. So like I can understand. Yeah, especially because I don't know, I just feel like that's a thing. Yeah, I can understand, but I don't know how to explain it.
Interesting. I guess your demographic would be people who watch anime, right? Usually everyone, probably all your subscribers watch anime and really like anime, right?
At least watch some form of anime.
Hmm. Interesting. That's so cool. And then I noticed you're like a top percent in OnlyFans. Like, what does it mean to be like a top? I always see people put in the bio top X percent. What does that mean? Is it by country or is it by the whole world?
Because actually, if you're when you're a creator, OnlyFans will tell you what percentage you are. Then usually you can roughly gauge. Like basically, if you're in the 0.001 or whatever, you're making like big money.
Wow. And
But like it's hard to maintain because it keeps fluctuating.
I see. And is it for the whole world when people say these?
I think it's the whole world. If I remember correctly, it's the whole world.
Wow. And if someone's in the top 1%, how much would they be making, you think?
I knew someone that she's really big in like the lewd cosplay scene. I think in the US, like in NA. She was like 0.01. She's earning like millions.
Whoa. And then,
And that's just from like I think one of her like her, yeah.
interesting. If you want to just make, say, 100,000 a year, top what percent do you think will allow you to make 100K a year?
I'm not sure because I don't usually use OnlyFans.
Oh, okay, I see, I
But
see.
I only have seen like legit that percentage and she took a screenshot and I was like, bro, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, million, that's so crazy. Like, is she young? How old is she?
I think she's like maybe mid-20s ish.
And does she do it all on her own, manage everything on her own?
That I'm not too sure. I'm not that close. Like we're friends on like Facebook and stuff, but we're not like that close. Because I used to like her stuff. Like she's been doing stuff for like really long.
Wow.
Yeah. I've been following her for like a while. You know, those like you follow, but you've never like talked because it's just
Mm.
hard because they're from NA.
Mm. When you saw that, or when you see other cosplayers transition to nude content and make so much money on OnlyFans, has that thought ever come across your mind to get that bag?
Not really. One, that's illegal in Singapore.
Okay.
You can't do nudes in Singapore. Two, it's not my kind of thing. Like I said, it could be someone else's. I just prefer I don't like that kind of stuff for me.
Hmm.
Um, it's just personal preference really. I prefer like the boudoir like lingerie kind of stuff. Because
Hmm.
it's because I like to do like concepts, not just straight up like nudes. Like,
Mm.
yeah.
Tell me about the concepts. Is there like a storyline between the sets or?
No, it's mostly just I want to try like different lightings and like different moods and all that kind of stuff. I like to experiment a lot with different vibes.
Oh. And is it you on your own that's setting up the background, the things inside the background, the lighting? Are you doing everything yourself?
No, I work with a photographer. Like I've known him since like the I started cosplaying. It's been like so long already. We work all the time, but I've been like trying to work with new like photographers as well, just to like experiment because every photographer has their different style, right? So I've been trying to like work with more people. But he's my homeboy. We always work all the time. Like we know each other's like we know what he knows what I want and like he knows what kind of lighting I want and like we work together very well because we just built that bond over the years.
I have this friend, she does TikTok content and she has a videographer. And, they don't make money on TikTok because she has a small following. And then I found out that he's just been videographing her for free for like the last year just because he enjoys it. And then as I follow him on Instagram, I noticed he's like filming content for other girls and other influencers, and they all the girl are like they're similar demo. They're like young Asian girls, and he's like an older Indian guy. And at this point, I think he's just like a bit creepy, maybe. He's like a creepy photographer or videographer, just filming, I guess, like content for all these Asian girls for free. What's the photography space like for cosplayers? Are guys creepy or a lot of them professional?
It depends. There are definitely the ones that are creepy.
Mm.
The guy that I work with for a lot, like he's like your videographer friend. Like he works with a lot of like people like around like the same kind of demographic as me.
Mm.
But he really is like not creepy at all. He's like so chill. He's like hey, do you want to shoot this? Yeah, okay, sure, let's do it. Then he's just like, oh, as long as you like the pictures, whatever, and I'll just send it to you. He does it for free as well, but yeah, because it's his hobby. He works like hell at his job.
Oh wow,
Like
okay.
as in like if I get jobs that require him to shoot, I will try to get him paid even though he doesn't want me to.
Wow.
But like if he doesn't want me to, I'll just buy him some because he likes some, line friends. Like the
That's,
little like like cacao, like the little like sticker thingies. Like he
oh,
likes line friends. He's like a little bear. Then every time like I go like overseas, there's a store, I'll just get him some. Then he's like, oh my God, thank you so much.
that's so sweet. Does he photo shoot all your like 50 sets a year?
Yeah, his turnaround time's really fast. Not
Like,
all of them, but some of them. Because like I said, I try to work with like new people. Yeah, but he does everything really fast. Like sometimes he's like, oh, I want to shoot this character. I'm like, oh, wow, I'm already doing it. And like, okay, let's go do this.
wow. Yeah, what I'm
But
noticing is
in
that like,
the general space, there are creepy ones. Like I've seen like horror stories of like creepy ones because there's a lot of like younger girls in the community that some of them are just like kind of like preying on them because
mm,
you can't stop them in general. But
mm,
yeah, there's a lot of things happening. Probably that are to like the really the newcomers, they don't really know. But I don't really know these people either because like I said, there's just way too many people coming into the community. I know the people that I know and all of them are pretty chill. But there are cases like that happen every now and then.
do you have any examples of some creepy stories that you've heard?
Um, I've seen a couple of them blow up on like the on Facebook. Like I don't know how long ago this was because I don't really like take note of the time. It's like one of those like those creepy old guys. They're like, oh, I want to do a photo shoot. Oh, can you do like lingerie stuff? There's just some young girl. She doesn't know anything. She's like, I'm just doing a shoot. And then she just gets really uncomfortable for them and like whatever. I don't know the details because I didn't really read everything, but it's like that's you know,
Oh no, that's so weird.
because when you're young, you can't see like their
Yeah,
intentions.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Makes
it
sense.
sucks, man.
I know. And then I guess all these young girls, are they just doing it as a hobby? Do they want to become like an influencer? Do they want to make money? What's usually the influx of young cosplayers coming from?
I don't know. I feel like it's just a mix because there's so many avenues that you can make money easily now.
Mm,
Especially when when you're like that age and you're just like I don't have a job. I'm still in school. I need money.
Mm.
Yeah. There's a lot of avenues there. But then some of them are the kind that they genuinely are just very confident with their body, which is fine. Like, you do what you enjoy. And yeah, I feel like it's a big mix though, to be honest.
Interesting. And then when you were doing OnlyFans, what was the customs you were doing? Any weird custom stories?
Not really. I think most of them were pretty tame. The ones that I don't take are just like they're just I think they just ask for too much and they pay too little and I just tell them to like F off. Because I'm very
Yeah,
blunt with them. Like I don't
yeah,
have time for you, you know.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
if you don't want to pay it, just go to someone else that will take your money. Like probably will be someone else that does.
Yeah. What would be like if the custom they might want you to dress up as a certain character they like, but to do it for one person, like it's not really worth it when you can just do it for everyone, right?
Now, usually my customs are like casual stuff, but it's more of like for example, there was this one guy that was like, oh my God, because some people they like the feet stuff. They're like, oh, I want this. They sell like specific poses. They're like, I want this, but he's paying like $15. I was
Oh.
like, dude, I was like, there is no way I'm gonna do that. And then he was just like, oh, but I this person can do it. Why can't you? Then I'm like, I refunded him. I was like, you go ask that person. I'm not doing it.
Oh, so I thought so. How does it work? The money goes first before they ask. It's not like here's what I want you to do. Here's how much I'll pay you, and you can accept or decline.
I think it depends. Sometimes they want to pay first, sometimes they usually you pay first. Then but usually we talk about details first. Then if I'm okay, then I go ahead. But then that guy started asking for like way too much. I was like, I'm not doing that for $15, dude. I can't even do anything with $15.
Yeah, and I guess you're like in a very strong place where you don't need to rely on sort of like Patreon and stuff. You can do offline in real life gigs, right? That's like rare. That's like you.
I wouldn't say it's like very stable because there will be times that are quiet too. So it's like good to do if like let's say you're doing Patreon, it's good to have it on the side because events I'm just blessed to have like a lot of them stacked up. But there are times where it's just maybe one of my own booth events and then nothing for the rest of the month. Because it really depends on the timing and whether you get like gigs or not. But I wouldn't say it's like the most stable, but it's still better to have something to fall back to.
Let's see. What's a booth event? How does a booth work?
It's like basically it's the same as like a regular anime event, except because in C region, it's quite popular for cosplayers to have their own booths. Like you know how artists have their like artist alley, their own booth. It's very popular in the C region for cosplayers to have that as well. Like it's very common. Like everyone, not everyone, but majority of us, we have our own booth, so we're just over there selling our own merchandise and everything, meeting people. Yeah.
Oh, and how much will it cost to hire or get a booth at like a anime con?
It depends on the con, because some cons charge a bit cheaper and then some of them are like really expensive. But the it depends because I usually some of the cons they charge really high, so but then the amount of traffic that comes in isn't worth, so you don't go for those, you go for like the smaller ones. But there are big ones that are worth that you pay you pay a lot more, but then you earn like probably like 8 to 10 times of them. Yeah.
And is the main booth money from selling merch?
Um, yeah, it's usually just merch because all you do there is sell merch, actually.
And what type of merch do you like to sell, Kiyo?
I have books, like photo books of like shoots. I have prints, like A4 prints. I have A3, and then there's like random miscellaneous merchandise as well. Because we have like t-shirts and like lanyards and all the small stuff. Because they really like that for some reason. Yeah.
And how does it make you feel with all these guys buying your printouts and books and they probably go home, they put it on their wall? Is that a
Yeah, they
good
put it on
thing?
their wall, but a lot of them they have this culture now where they put them in like files, which makes more sense because if you put it on your wall, you're gonna damage it. Because I used to do that, but with art prints. And then when I took them off, I'm like, oh God, everything's ruined.
When I was younger, I used to think, oh, if you're like a girl and you have all these guys thirsting over you, it's so cool, you have all this attention. But then I got into a situation where my neighbor, he's this old white dude in his 60s, big fat dude. And he would eventually he's just started by staring at me through the window. Like he would be in his backyard, he would just stare at me while I'm washing dishes. And that was weird. He would just stand and just stare at me.
Bro, that's so great.
And then eventually he would do it naked. He would just stare at me naked. And then there was a time I saw him jerking off to me. And I felt so uncomfortable. It did not feel like a compliment. I did not feel like special. Like I felt very uncomfortable. And from that moment I was like, okay, now I think I know how a girl feels.
Dude, you call the cops? Like, that's not cool.
I know I think he has a older boyfriend and I remember confronting him. I was like, hey, I noticed sometimes you stare at me. I called him out in front of his boyfriend, but I think that he says they're just friends. And then after that, I think maybe his boyfriend scolded him or something, and he did it less and less. But sometimes I might be like peeing and the window's open, and he's just staring at me, and I'm mid pee and I can't stop. So I'm peeing and I'm like, I can't do anything.
Wait, do you still live in that same place?
Yeah, yeah. So he's still
Oh no.
there.
Oh, that's horrible.
So the only time I feel creepy now is at nighttime where I can't see outside. And sometimes I get this feeling that he might be just standing in the dark staring at me. Because you know how at nighttime it's easier to see inside
I
the house.
know. Oh my God, that's horrible.
So from that moment, I was like, oh wow, okay, I now know how it feels like to be a girl. Because naively, I used to think it was a compliment if you have a bunch of guys.
I think yours is a bit more extreme though, to be honest. Oh my God, that's crazy.
Yeah, but that's so cool that you have all these sort of dedicated followers supporting you, buying high quality prints of you. I feel like it's even more personal than like buying someone's music album.
Because like when they buy it from you, because I'll be physically at the booth, because you can talk to them and you can interact with them. So it's more personal in that sense.
Are you doing a lot of selling at the booth, trying to convince people to come, or is it pretty chill? You just stand and whoever comes comes, and no pressure to buy.
No, no pressure at all. Like, because I know that a lot of these people, like, because some of them are teens, right? And maybe they're not, or like even adults, they're not maybe in a good financial situation. I'm like, you don't really have to buy anything. You can just chill. It's fine. You can come get it another time if you want to. If you don't want to, it's fine. It's fine too. You can just come. But then usually there'll be like a group of them. There'll be like there'll be like a line, but it'll just be like most of them are the same regular people that I always see. Like they're in like chat when I stream too. It's just like the same people from the community. They always drop by and say hi and buy stuff. They're like so nice.
Have you ever considered or thought of dating a fan?
Not really. Honestly, I feel like I'm too busy at work. Like it's not a possibility, but I'm just way too busy.
I see, I see. Um, Talking about the booth, I remember I was in a shopping center. You know, have you seen those World Vision booths where they try to get you to donate money to like fix some person's eye in Africa or something?
I think I know what you mean, yeah.
Yeah. The girl was like, "Oh, hey, I want to ask you a question." I was, "Oh no, I don't want to waste your time. I can't. I don't have like I can't
Oh my
donate."
God, it's like insurance people. Like you
Yeah.
know the ones that are like, "Hey, do you want this like, thing?" And you're just like, "No, no, no. I just want to get on my train to go somewhere, please."
Yeah, but she was, "Oh no, I just want to ask, how old are you?" I was like, I'm 25." She's like, "Oh, whoa, you're like much older than we thought. Well, what do you do for a living?" And then I was like, "Oh, I have an education company." "Oh, that's so cool. You're so young." And we'd start talking. I was like, "Oh, tell me about what you do." I learned she's like from Brazil and she's like studying or working in Australia. And then 20 minutes later, she was like, "Hey, would you want to donate money?" And like after that conversation, like I was like very highly persuaded to donate money, and it was very hard for me to say no. And when I said no, I felt so bad. I was like, wow, she's a good salesperson.
Mind games.
Yeah, mind games, hardcore mind games. Yeah, yeah. Are girls at cosplay events that have booths? Are they just really charismatic people?
Usually, yeah.
Mm.
Like I'm usually I'm out of cosplay, I'm an introvert, but usually when I'm in cosplay, like it's just like a different persona, I feel. Because like it's just you click with the people differently. I
Mm,
don't know how to explain it. It just switches on when I'm like there.
interesting. And
But
like,
outside of that, it's just like I don't talk to me, please. I don't want to talk to anyone, that kind of thing.
and when you meet like your fans in real life, do they ever like and they ask for a photo? Do they ever say stuff like, "Can I kiss you?" or "Can I have your phone number?" Like, do they say?
Nah, they know boundaries. Like my community is very respectful. They know their boundaries. They know the limits. And if like someone doesn't like respect it, they'll be telling them off. They'll be like, bro, that's not cool. Don't do that.
Hmm. Let's see. And then I guess since IG is your main platform, how often are you posting? And is it a pressure to like be consistent and stick with your schedule?
Sometimes there's like a pressure to post like not all the time, but at least post like maybe something like maybe once a week or something. But sometimes there really is just nothing much for me. Or let's say I'm taking like a short break or whatever, I'm not doing anything. Or let's say I've done shoots and the photos haven't like come in yet. I don't really I can't post anything. But there is always the pressure. I was like sometimes I'll dig, I'll be like maybe I should do something. But most of the time these days I'm just like I'll just post it when I feel like posting it. Like there is no rush.
And then I guess Instagram is low pressure because like if you're already doing 3 sets a month for your Patreon, you probably have so many photos that Instagram you just pick from your photo shoot, right? You never have to do something specifically for Instagram. You already have like backlog of stuff from your sets to use, right?
Yeah, I'll just go look at them. I don't know, see which ones like usually the ones on Instagram are like my favorite few that I want to like showcase more. But yeah, I'll just dig. Usually, yeah, that's the case.
And then do you do the editing yourself as well?
When it comes to color and lighting, usually that's the photographer because I will never touch that stuff. I tried that once and it ended up horrible. So I was just like, you know what? I'll leave it to the professional. But when it comes to like retouching skin and everything and hair, everything, I do everything myself.
Wow. So your photographer probably has like such a fun time having like so many different other cosplayers that he can take photos for and edit photos. It's probably like a fun hobby for him.
I think it's a fun hobby for him, but he always just looks dead inside when he does it. But this just a running joke with everyone that works with him. Like when he does stuff, he just looks like dead inside, but he's not complaining. But then we always just say like he's a masochist because like he always just like, oh, because his turnover rate is like really high. Like he can finish stuff within like the same night if you really need it. So it's just like he's just like, oh my God, like I'm dying. He's always just like, I'm dying, I'm dying. But then he's constantly doing this. So it's just like, dude, are you like secretly like enjoying pain? And she's just like, maybe, I have no idea.
A high percent of weebs also simps.
It depends. But then most of them they probably sim to like the character and not like really you. But there's a small handful that probably will sim to you as well. But they're not like the bad kind. They're like chill. They like respectfully simp, if that makes sense.
Interesting. Let's say someone like likes to watch Attack on Titan and they really like Mikasa. Are there like Mikasa cosplays that are specifically just like they only do Mikasa or like do they search hashtag Mikasa? Like what would usually happen if they once they have a favorite character?
They probably it depends on the person. Let's say if you want to cosplay just Mikasa, you can. There's no like right or wrongs to cosplaying. You can do that. Then if you want to find cosplayers, you can just search like Mikasa cosplays. I'm sure you can find like a lot. Because
Mm.
when we post, we usually will either put something related or like you don't have the hashtag because it's just easier for people to find. You can just find like a whole bunch if you do that. Then usually maybe you like someone's cosplay of this, maybe you start following them for their other stuff.
Oh, I see. How do you go about picking what characters to do each month?
Usually I'll pick something. It depends because sometimes it's like a popularity pick because like maybe that's what's trending during that time. Or it's just like even when there isn't anything trending, I'll just pick someone that I like. Because there's always gonna be new things coming in. So like it's part of like our job to keep looking at what's new, like what's going on. Even like let's say you don't watch the anime or play the games, you kind of know what's going on in the anime scene. Like you don't necessarily have to cosplay then, but you know what's gonna blow up like soon. if that makes sense. But you have to keep trend watching. They're usually those that are maybe new or whatever, they'll probably do better. But then if there's nothing, I usually just go out and go back to the old classics because I have a lot of old animes that I really like as well.
Interesting. What's your favorite old anime? Or favorite anime in general?
One of them is like Bleach.
Oh.
But yeah, and then I also like one more that I don't think is as popular. It's like Bakemonogatari. It's not very like yeah, it wasn't like a big thing. But if we were to talk about the more popular ones, it would be like Bleach. Like Bleach a lot.
What's your favorite character in Bleach?
Probably Nell. I like Nell. She comes up in the later arcs. Yeah, she's not one of the first. Rukia's pretty good too, actually.
Have you done Rukia cosplays?
No, because they're always like the old ones. They're like in the back of my mind, but they keep getting shoved aside by all the new things. So it's like really, if I have the chance, I'll just like whip one of them out. But I really want to cosplay her.
And then let's say you want to go ahead and do Rukia cosplay. I guess you'll start by searching a Rukia, see what she looks like, see her outfits, her colors. How do you go about then buying everything from the earring to what headband to her shirt, pants? How do you get all the stuff needed?
Thankfully these days, like pre-made costumes are easier to get. Last time it was a lot harder because you had to like really piece things together.
Mm.
Now it's a lot easier and a lot cheaper to just buy like a ready-made one. And then if it doesn't fit properly, you can still like at least alter it a bit. Then
Mm.
when it comes to the wig, you probably have to style it because even pre-made wigs or pre-styled wigs, when you take them out of the bag, they look horrible. You have to do something to it. So you have to like spend time styling it and everything.
Interesting. And then is it usually, do you get all the stuff from like Temu, AliExpress? What's the most popular place to get like cosplay stuff?
For Singapore, we get it on Taobao
Oh, nice.
because it's easier. It's a lot easier to get stuff from Taobao here, anyways.
I see. Oh. And then how do you stay ahead of trends since you don't watch much anime? Like, for example, in my feed, I know there's like an anime called like Clover, Solo Leveling, Chainsaw Man. Like, these are pretty popular. I've seen clips, so I sort of ish understand, but I wouldn't have enough knowledge to cosplay one of those characters.
Usually those you can just do a bit of research, or actually how to find trends is that um like I said, because I go on Twitter a lot, right? I go on my home feed, they'll just like a lot of things will just start popping up. Or
Mm.
like you see like on trending and you just see like what's good, what's new. But usually I feel like I get it from like word of mouth. Because at this point I have a lot of friends that are like, oh my God, do you watch this? I'm
Mm.
like, no, what is it? Is it good? And then you'll
Mm.
be like, yeah, it's on Netflix, and you just like go and check it out or something.
When's your next photo shoot for the next set you'll release?
Saturday.
Nice.
I'm actually leaving to go to Malaysia tomorrow to do work there, so
Okay, and then I guess do you try to kill two birds with one stone where you can do the event and while you're in costume also take the photos for the set?
yeah, I've definitely done that before. But usually it's like the other way around. Like I do it like in Singapore, like maybe let's say I do I do the shoot in the morning and then afterwards I go to the event straight.
Okay. So for this Saturday, how many characters are gonna shoot in one setting?
It's not one setting because I'm splitting it with like 2 days. I'm doing three. Usually that's pretty chill. Usually I do more. I do this thing sometimes where I just do shoot trips. So I go to like somewhere else, like another country. I bring a bunch of stuff. I shoot with people there, and then like I come back, and that's I usually just go there to shoot. Yeah,
And
because Singapore is really small. We don't really have a lot to work with in terms
mm,
of studios, backgrounds, and stuff. So. I want to explore more, so I tend to do these quite often.
when you go overseas to do those shoots, do you go with the masochist photographer? Your friend
No,
photographer?
no, I usually find like locals because they're a lot easier.
I
And
see.
like, yeah, because I know a few, because other different countries, I have friends there. So I'll be like, hey, do you know anyone that like, or do you like who do you work with? And then I'll like try and find someone that I can shoot with. It's fun because you get to meet new people as well.
What was the last overseas photo shoot you did?
For me, I think it was the Philippines in December, like early December. Yeah.
And how many days was it?
I think I was there for like six days, I think. But not every single day was shooting. Like I was there to hang out with my friends as well.
How many days of shooting?
I think about I think I needed two. Like I was supposed to do more, but I had some plans change. So I needed two.
Oh, and with the 2 days, how many characters were you able to do?
Just two. Cause for us like if I go to Malaysia it's a lot easier because usually I'll take like the because we have like buses from Singapore. So like we can bring a lot more stuff over. But if I have to fly, I can't bring as much.
That's
Or
true.
like bulky ones. So I have to like either minimize or like pack less or have friends like prepare stuff there for me that I can just borrow or like use.
Mm.
Yeah.
So when you do the shoot this Saturday and you're going to do 3 characters, does that mean, is that 3 sets or is that 1 set?
That's three.
Okay,
Each
3 sets.
shoot, even if it's like a regular character and like the let's say like the lingerie version, that's like each is considered one set.
Oh, okay. So that means the Saturday shoot will then cover you for 1 month.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, wow. And then how often, I guess you have to shoot at least once a month, right? I guess in that case.
That's
Ah.
why I prefer to do like marathon shoots. They're like a lot easier. You just need like one day. Because editing takes a while to do. So like you rather have like you tank for that one day, you do like maybe three, four, and then like you're good for like the month. That's if like that's if I really don't have time. But usually I'll like spread them out so I don't like over exhaust. Because that's a thing that happens sometimes.
And then how many hours would it take to film these 3 characters this Saturday?
Usually it depends on the photographer because sometimes they take a bit longer to shoot as well. But the one that I usually work with, he takes maybe an hour to no, he usually takes like an hour to shoot.
All 3?
No, an hour for each.
Oh, I see. And is the most tiring part, I guess, posing, smiling, is that the most exhausting part?
I feel like the most exhausting part is putting everything on
Oh, yeah,
and
true.
preparing. Because like when you wear it for the shoot, it usually won't last for that long. It's like the initial, it's like, when you gotta go to work and you're trying to get off the bed, that's like the hardest part. Like preparing is the hardest part. And then
Yeah,
when you just go to work, you just turn on like your brain like auto mode. And
yeah.
then you just, yeah.
Ah. And then do you have to bring a mirror so you can do your makeup and
I have one like here, like this kind. I have another one as well, but usually the studios, because I go to the studio there, usually studios will have like the makeup corner and stuff. So they have everything there, like the mirrors, like the small one, the full length one, whatever you need. But I
Mm.
usually always bring one just in case. Like you can never be too sure.
I see. And then I guess what do you do during the slow periods, Kiyo? When there's a slow period where you don't have many offline gigs, what can you do? Yeah.
That's when I usually stream more and
Mm.
I try to do more shoots because usually when I'm busy, I can shoot, but it's one of those things where like it's like you look at your schedule, like I need to get this done by like this time. Like you can't like properly like take your time to do things. Even because in between you're like the downtime is for you to prepare for the next event, but you're like I need to shoot this. So
Mm.
you're just like it just like it's more you don't get to rest as much, but you gotta the grind don't stop, so you gotta keep doing it. But usually the downtime it's a lot slower, but it gives me more time to just like relax and rest a bit more. Yeah.
I see. And then when you during the slow periods, when you do more shoots, more stream, how does that lead to, I guess, more money? Because people still pay the same amount each month, even if you do more shoots or less shoots, right?
Um they do, but it's more of just like for because I like to if I have free time, I usually prefer to work because how I work is that when you keep having this routine, you gain a bit of momentum. And
Mm,
I have to keep that going because when I stop, I get into like slumps of time where I'm just very lazy. And
mm,
I'm just like it's very hard to get out of. So like I try to keep the momentum going by like constantly like let's say if the month is slow, I still at least have to shoot like once a week. If
mm,
not, I'm gonna be lazy and everything's just gonna snowball and I'm gonna regret it. So I
mm,
have to keep some sort of momentum going even when I'm not busy.
Mm. I remember a few years ago, I was like posting a lot of videos on YouTube teaching people about e-commerce, and I was getting a lot of views. And then from all the views, people would reach out and be like, "Hey, can I buy your course? Can I pay you to mentor me?" And then there were months where I'd still be posting every day, but I got less views, so there'll be less people reaching out for mentorship or courses, and I'll make less money. And I felt like I had no control. Like there was nothing I can do to get more. Like I felt like I was not in control. Do you ever feel like that, or do you have a solution to that?
No, I definitely have that. It was bad during COVID. It was so bad. Because like everyone, people were getting out of job and like it was a good and bad thing. Like at the start, it was bad because everyone was just like doing bad financially. But then, like towards the mid and the end, because everyone had to stay home, so everything was getting a bit better. But you have to know that there are going to be uncertainties. So you
mm,
have to like at least have something you can like fall back to. Like for me now, my Patreon's my fallback because at least it's not gonna be as much as I make in other places, but at least it's something, At least you can keep the lights on somehow.
mm. Nice.
Yeah.
That's so cool. What's your sleep schedule like?
Um,
Right now it's not good. Right now it's not good. I would like to keep it being healthy, but it depends. Sometimes, like if you work a bit late and then it just screws everything out.
Do you have any hobbies?
Um, I guess gaming. I don't really do much to be honest. Like on my downtime, like when I'm not working, I'm just literally just either sleeping or just at my PC gaming or just like watching some stuff.
oh,
I don't really go out, I feel.
Nice. Well, what games have you been playing, and do you like to play games with or without streaming?
I play stuff off stream as well, but like, cause my community is just there and they're just super chill. Most of the time, it's like hanging out with friends. So like, usually when I play games, I try to stream for them, cause at least it's content for them to watch. And like I said, they're just chilling. So like, I can just be playing and just like not care. They'll just be there laughing at me.
That's pretty cool. So yeah, that's most of the questions. Do you have any questions for me, Kia?
Mm, not really, actually. Dude, for once, I didn't actually know you were Australian until you spoke. I was like, yo. But I guess you can't tell on the internet.
Yeah, you're right. It's a bit. Uh, yeah, you're right. It's not
Yeah,
that.
I was not expecting that. I was like, whoa, because I have Australian friends too. So
Have you been to Australia?
Mm.
ah,
I guessed it in a con in Sydney like last year. Wait, which part are you from?
Sydney.
Oh. Yeah, I guessed it in Sydney like last year. It was nice.
Wow. And guested, what does that mean? Is that like they paid you to come over to?
Cosplay?
They basically invite you as like they invite you to do like meet and greets and stuff and like stage segments and whatever and sell merch there. Yeah.
And I guess they gave you a free booth.
Yeah, they gave me a free. They gave me okay. Technically, because sometimes they give you a free booth, but sometimes they'll sell it for you.
Oh,
Yeah, like those concert kinds where they have
Yes.
the thing, then
Yes.
they're not physically there. Yeah, they do that. They did that for me. It was really nice. I went there during, and I think it was like June. It was cold, but it was all right. Better than here. It's like we melt every day here.
how long were you in Sydney for?
I think I was there. I extended my stay because I went to do like a couple of photo shoots with my friends there. Because dude, like the Australia is so beautiful. I stayed for like a week, I think. But yeah, it was great. I enjoyed my time.
Did you just stay in the city, Opera House, and Harbour Bridge, or did you go outside?
The city.
I went out of the city for a shoot because I've actually been to Sydney before. So like I already went to like all the tourist stuff with my friends last time. So
Mm.
this one was really just like chilling. And then we went to the Blue Mountains to like do a shoot and stuff. It was cool. Like it was so pretty. I want to go back. It's so nice.
That's so cool. And then, did you? when you were guesting, did you do any talks or anything? What else was a part of the responsibilities?
We had like a stage Q&A segment. Yeah, it was pretty fun. They were like quizzing me about like Aussie lingo.
And did people in Australia know who you were?
There were people who did because the organizer told me that I was like because they did take because they invite guests every year that he told me that I was like a people kept asking for me when they asked for suggestions because I went to a con that same con before, but then I haven't been there in like 5 years. So like that's probably why. I was actually surprised too. I didn't know people there, especially the new gen. I didn't think they would know me at all.
Wow. So what's your total following on social media at the moment?
Total. I'm not sure, but I think maybe it's like 600K. If you add everything together, anyways.
Yeah. So with like around like 500-600K, you're like one of the probably top cosplayers, right? Like people would know you in the space. Um,
One of them, because there's a lot of them now, and there's like a lot of big ones in C.
do you think there's like a big 10, big 20, big 50? How many people do you think are up there with you?
If you're counting just like C, like Southeast Asia, maybe 10 or 20
Wow.
within, because it's hard because there's a lot of big people within this area. We're not counting Japan because Japan they live in like a whole different space. Like because theirs is like the people there are like top tier, like legit like celebrity tier.
Oh, interesting. So like if one of the Japanese stream like cosplayers came to Australia, like everyone would know them, you're saying.
They're
Yeah.
like celebrity tier. Oh,
Yeah, the big ones. Because if they go anywhere outside of Japan, they'll probably know them.
I see. But being in like the top 10 in C, people still know you, but it's not like celebrity, like crowded.
Nah, I also wouldn't really like that. I don't really I just prefer to be more chill. I'm just like a regular person. I would always tell them.
Nice. What did you cosplay? Oh, two questions. What did you cosplay in Sydney? Yeah.
I did a character from Zenless Zone Zero. It's like a gacha game. And then the other day I did a Reina from Tekken 8.
Oh. And then for your shoot on Saturday, what are the three characters you're gonna cosplay?
Um one oh I don't think you'll know any of them though. They're quite like discreet to like a regular person. Um one of them is a VTuber. One of them is an anime character. The other one is from a gacha game as well.
What's gacha? What's that?
It's like, when you gamble,
Hmm.
it's like, when you gamble, but it's like, let me explain. It's like, it's not exactly gambling, but it's kind of gambling because you pay to like draw tickets for stuff. It's basically like, those anime girl character games. And then like, let's say you want to draw like a specific character that is coming out or is out that's new, but then you can't like just buy it off the store. Like you gotta get tickets to draw and see if you get said character. So it's like a thing that's popular in games now because they can make more money. And people are just willing to spend money to get their like husbands and wives. Like I've seen people drop like big amounts and they're fine.
Wow. That's so crazy. So gacha, it's like a game and it's like gambling, but you get characters. Is that what?
Yeah, gacha. No, actually, that's just like a blanket term for like how like when you go to places and gachapon, like when you put the coin in and you turn the thing.
yeah. Think
It's
so.
kind
Oh,
of it's
yes.
kind of that same idea.
Mm,
Like you don't know what you're gonna get. You know the pool of things you're gonna get,
yes,
but
yes.
you don't know what you're gonna get.
I
But
see.
there's a chance that you might get something that you want. So
Yeah.
like yeah, it's a thing now. Like a lot of those games are very popular.
Kiyo, how does VTubers work? Like, is it like are they run by girls and is the girl talking the whole time, or is it AI? How does VTubers work?
No, I used to have one actually. It's that you can be a guy or a girl. There's guy VTubers as well. It's basically just face tracking on a webcam
Hmm.
to your desired avatar that you make. Most of them are like custom to them. So it depends because some VTubers are usually independent VTubers. Because VTubing, you can just be yourself, or you can be kind of like role playing or playing as a character. Like, cause like the character you have has like a storyline or has like lore or whatever that you can like imply in your can use it when you talk to people, or like talk to chat at least. Because there are big companies that have like basically corporate VTubers that basically when they announce them, they have lore tied into them. And yeah, it's that kind of interaction.
And are the corporate VTubers, are they Japanese, Korean, or what countries usually make like great?
Usually Japan, but at this point, I think NA even has them as well. Like anyone can make a company to have them because they need, usually the company will fund for their models because the models are not cheap. The models, the rigging, the design, everything. Yeah.
Or the model is the character.
Yeah, the character, yeah. Because they need to rig it so that it like, you know, detects and stuff. So like the design, everything, the startup is basically expensive. That's why usually if you're in like a company, it's a lot better than individual. But you wanna know there's a lot of big individual ones these days.
Oh. And then well, what got you into VTubing and what got you stopping? Because if it was like very, how much did it cost for you to build your rig?
Oh no, mine is because I knew I had a friend, like I mean I still know. I have a friend that she does VTuber design and rigging. And then
Mm.
she just gave me one for free because I was telling her, like, most of the time I stream, I don't wear makeup, I'm lazy. And then I was like, maybe if I do this, there'll be like more people. Turns out they don't care. So I was like, whatever. But it was a fun experience. I liked it.
And then, you know how, like, what's that? Is it Mighty something Mouse? What's that big VTuber, the biggest streamer?
The
Oh,
biggest
Iron Mouse,
mouse.
yeah.
Is that a girl and is it one person and do they ever do a face reveal? Do people ever get to know who they are?
No, usually face reveals aren't a thing. Like you can, like there's some people who do like basically they call them like hybrids. So it's like they can turn on like cam and show their face and stream when they want to. But then some people they prefer not to, and that's like totally fine. Like you don't pressure someone into showing their face when they don't want to.
Is it Iron Mouse? What's the name of it?
The
Iron
biggest
Mouse, yeah, yeah.
mouse,
I,
yeah.
So, how long has Iron Mouse been streaming for?
I don't know actually. I think it's quite a while, like a long time. I only started following her like in the past couple of years actually.
And do we know where Iron Mouse is from or what country she's from?
I don't know where she's from, but I know she's like Colombian, I
Oh,
think.
wow.
I forgot. I know she's like Port. Oh, no, wait, no, she's Puerto Rican, but I don't know where she lives.
Wow. And is there a possibility that she's a guy?
Nah, she's 100% a girl.
And I guess,
But
'Cause
she's pretty inspiring because like she only streams because like she has like a chronic illness. So she always has to be like at home. Like she has like a heart thing. Yeah, so she always has to be at home. She can't really do much. At one point she couldn't really walk either. So like, when you VTube, you don't really have to move. You just sit there. So it's not too bad. So like it's kind of cool that she also like mostly does charities to raise funds for people who are like her. Like immune I think she had an immune deficiency.
interesting. Do we know what she looks like or her skin color? Is she like a black Puerto Rican, brown,
I
white?
think she's 10, but we don't know how she look like. We only know she's 10 because she made like an outfit. Because they can just change outfits, right? She made an outfit that she was like, this looks like my kind of hair. It's like more Puerto Rican vibe than her usual. And she was a bit tan, but it was so cute.
Wow.
Because people who watch VTubers, they don't really care how they look like. They're there for the personality.
And then when she did that streamathon, when you do a VTuber streamathon, are you just talking for 24 hours? But then I guess you sleep, and I guess,
yeah.
No, you play games and stuff. You
Oh.
can do more than just talking.
I see. Oh, that's so cool. Okay. The last two questions I usually always end these podcasts with, Kiyo, is one, any recent discoveries that you've implemented to your life?
Mm, I don't. think so. Not that I know of, anyways. Yeah, I don't think I've done anything new this anytime. Yeah, I really don't think I have anything.
Are there any long time habits that you've been continually doing because it really helps you?
Long time habits. Well, wow, I don't really know how to respond though. Like I just try to keep like a clear mind when I do things because sometimes when you overthink, it kind of like messes everything up. It's hard to do, but it's easier said than done, but it does help a lot. I mean, I don't really have any habits that help, but I have like met new people in my life that had helped me push myself a bit more. Because you know, when you work alone, it kind of messes you up sometimes. Then you always
Mm.
pressure yourself and everything. But
Mm.
then like I have friends that like really just like, they like, like emotional support friends that are like, yo, you need to like slow down a bit, you need to chill, you don't have to keep doing this, but sometimes yeah, but it helps a lot. They help a lot. I appreciate them so much.
Yeah. Are you literally like, what's your week to week schedule like? Is it a lot of traveling? Like, is it literally just work, sleep, eat? Or like, what's your weekly look like?
For the past 4 months, that's basically it. I haven't had the time to game since like October.
Oh.
Like I only gamed like maybe the past 2 nights, but before that I haven't touched any games since October. I haven't got a time. I mean, except for my phone once, because my phone's always here. But yeah.
Where do you think that drive comes from?
It's just like, because I've said the end of my 2024 has been so blessed with a lot of things. It just makes me want to work harder for my audience because they are the nicest people. They always encourage me. Then when I feel like shit, they're always just there to like, make me a lot happier. Like these are the people that I want to give more to because they've given me so much.
And
And
I
every
just
year I feel like I have to work harder for them because they keep upping me, man. I have to keep
And I guess, how do you give them more? Is it just higher quality photos, more exuberant shoots, different countries, more characters? How do you give your audience more?
more characters. Hopefully can visit more countries to see them like actually like face to face. But it's mostly just I would just say it's mostly just more characters because I think a lot of people would like to see a lot. There's like a lot of people who like to see different things, but I can't necessarily do everything. But I
Mm.
try my best to do as much as I can for them.
That's awesome. Any personal goals or focus for the next 6 months?
Hmm, I guess it would just be to expand like my audience a bit more in like maybe Japan, Korea, focus a bit more on my Patreon because I stopped it, but then I'm gonna start it again probably end of this month or start of next month. Focus on that as well. And hopefully this year just goes smoothly. I've been like so blessed and it's only just the starting, so I'm just hoping that continues.
And how do you plan to expand to Japan and Korea? Is there a way you can somehow reach that audience online, or do you just have to show up in person and meet people one by one?
Just show up in person. It's the easiest way to get through.
And then when you shop in person, you might meet and say hi to one person every 5 minutes. So that's like maybe.
Oh no, you just attend the event. Usually there'll be an area where cosplayers can just like, people take photos of them. I usually bring like a board with my socials on it because they will like surround you. They won't like come one by one because usually they'll just take photos of you. Yeah,
Mm.
then they'll slowly get to know you because they'll be like, I've never seen you before and all that kind of stuff. And that's how you get to know them. Even if you don't speak, usually on my because I decided to bring a board, it's a lot easier. So like I'll just write there like where I'm from, then my socials, and then they'll slowly get to know me.
And how do you create like a dent? Because let's say you do one of those events and you meet 500 people see you and you're bored, maybe more, but maybe 500 people follow you. I don't know, maybe you know the numbers better than me. But out of your 500,000, that's like a tiny, tiny percent. Is it worth flying to a different country to do that?
At least it's something and not nothing. It's
Mm.
a start. Because usually how it works is the more you go there, the more they will get to know you. And
Mm,
especially if you cosplay something that hasn't been done or is rarely seen or is new, you'll get attention and then you'll blow up there. Not blow up there, but like you'll get more people talking about you.
I see. Who's the most popular cosplayer in the world?
Probably Enako from Japan.
Let me search that. How to spell Enako?
Enako.
A-K-O, Enako. Oh, I see. Okay, I see. Very cool. Kiyo, how can people get more of you?
Follow on my socials, I guess. That's all that's the only places that I post, pretty much.
We'll link all your socials below. We'll link your X, your Instagram. Any other platforms?
Um, X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I'm basically everywhere. I'm like the same handle everywhere.
Perfect, perfect. Did you create your account 15 years ago to get the same handle for everything?
No, but thankfully no one has taken it. And
yeah,
whenever there's like a new one, I like rush over and be like, I'm gonna claim it first.
that's nice.
Have you seen Lemonade, the new TikTok app, Lemonade?
No, I haven't.
Oh, I think ByteDance, the parent company of TikTok, they're trying to create like an Instagram competitor. Someone just messaged me about it and just learnt about it today.
It's like
Um,
the Twitter and Blue Sky thing.
Yeah, well, what's Blue Sky?
It's like another Twitter.
oh, I
It's
see.
like another Twitter, but apparently it's better for artists than like regular people. Cause
Interesting.
like Twitter, they got the whole AI thing, so like they're like trying not to train, like, cause you know they use the data to train the AI. They're like, yeah, we're not gonna do that for art, but apparently Blue Sky is a lot better for artists. I
Mm.
made one, but I got lazy to post after like 2 times.
Have you been able to get monetized on X?
I can, but I don't know what to do because I have so many platforms to juggle already. I'm like trying to if I want to think of something new, I don't know what to do.
That's true, that's true. That's so cool. Well, thank you so much for your time today, Kia. You definitely have a cool, funny, quirky personality, so I can definitely
Oh,
see
thank you so much for having me.
how people follow you because you are definitely, you have a unique personality. And at the same time, you're really open, vulnerable, you share about the ups and downs. So I can understand why you have that loyal following and why someone would want to stay subscribed to you even when you're taking a break from Patreon. So thanks so much for the time today, and I had fun learning about what it's like to be a cosplayer.
I hope you enjoyed listening because sometimes it can be a little boring and stuff.
I had fun. I had fun. You answered a lot of my questions. But yeah, guys, if you made it this far into the episode, hopefully you guys got some value, learned some new things, and I'll see you guys next week on another episode. Peace.